Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Guy Gansert dishes on bond with Charles L. Charles Ling was only on Golden Bachelorette for a short period of time, but he made a huge impression. Fans were devastated to see him get sent home in the latest episode. His friend and fellow suitor, Guy Gansert, dishes on their bond. Golden Bachelorette viewers sad to say goodbye to fan favorite. When the Golden Bachelorette started, fans were expecting Kelsey Anderson's dad, Mark, to be the fan favorite. While he is one of the favorites, no other suitor charmed fans as much as Charles Ling. The retired financial analyst, 66, was still mourning his late wife, but hoped to find love with Joan Vassos. In one of the show's most heartfelt moments, he asked fellow contestant and doc, Guy Gansert, some questions about his wife's death. He was unable to move on because he didn't understand why her mouth was bleeding if she died from an aneurysm. Shocking details about Guy Gansert's past have since come out, but fans praised him at the time for the honest and gentle way he answered Charles L's questions. Despite fans loving him, things didn't spark between Charles Ling and Joan Vassos. She sent him home in week 4. The Golden Bachelorette Instagram shared Charles Ling's exit interview that was ambushed by the other men who wanted to say goodbye to him one more time. Guy Gansert dishes on bond with Charles Ling. Fans weren't the only ones sad to say goodbye. Guy Gansert took to his Instagram after Charles' exit to share a heartfelt post about their friendship. Guy Gansert was one of the surprise fan favorites from the Golden Bachelorette, a season marked by romance, drama, and deep emotional connections among mature singles. While most viewers tuned in to see the blossoming relationships between the contestants and the captivating Bachelorette herself, there was an unexpected storyline developing behind the scenes, one that no one saw coming. Guy Gansert and fellow contestant Charles Ling, initially seen as competitors vying for the same heart, forged a bond that would outlast the show. Now, with the season wrapped, Guy is opening up about how he and Charles formed an unlikely brotherhood amid the pursuit of love. A rocky start. Guy Gansert, a retired firefighter from Denver with a hearty laugh and a rugged charm, was known for his upbeat personality. On the other hand, Charles Ling, a polished businessman from San Francisco, exuded a quieter, more reserved confidence. On paper, they couldn't have been more different. Guy was the salt of the earth, go-with-the-flow type, while Charles was meticulous, always thinking 2 steps ahead. At first, I thought Charles was a little too uptight, Guy admits with a chuckle, recalling their early days in the mansion. I mean, the guy came in with his iron shirts and everything in its place. Meanwhile, I'm throwing on whatever's clean and thinking, is this really the kind of guy who's going to compete for the same woman as me? The tension between them wasn't just about appearances. Their interactions, at first, were polite but strained. Guy's easygoing humor didn't quite land with Charles, and Charles's measured responses often seemed to fly right over Guy's head. It wasn't like we hated each other or anything, Guy explains, but we were from 2 different worlds. I thought there was no way we ever see eye to eye. Shared moments in the quiet. It wasn't until a few weeks into the competition that things began to shift. As the number of men vying for the Bachelorette's heart dwindled, those who remained spent more time together, not just on dates, but in the quiet moments between the chaos. I remember one night, after the cameras stopped rolling and most of the guys were off in their corners, I found Charles sitting alone outside, staring up at the sky, Guy recounts. I could tell something was weighing on him, so I sat down beside him. I didn't say anything at first, just sat there, and that's when he started talking. To Guy's surprise, Charles opened up about the pressure he felt to be perfect. Growing up, he had always been the responsible one, the one everyone depended on. That sense of duty had followed him throughout his life, into his career, and now into the competition. He wasn't just trying to win the Bachelorette's heart. He felt he had to prove to himself and to others that he was worthy of love at this stage in life. That hit me hard, Guy says, shaking his head. I realized in that moment that we weren't so different after all. Sure, we came from different backgrounds, but deep down, we were both just guys trying to figure things out, trying to show that we still had something to offer. An unlikely friendship blossoms. From that night on, Guy and Charles started to bond in ways neither of them had expected. Their differences, which once seemed like obstacles, became sources of strength. Guy helped Charles loosen up, teaching him how to enjoy the spontaneous, unscripted moments that life throws at you. I'd make him laugh with my stories from the firehouse or my terrible dad jokes, Guy says with a grin. At first, he just gave me this polite smile, but after a while, I started hearing him laugh for real. That's when I knew we'd broken through whatever wall was between us. Meanwhile, Charles gave Guy something he hadn't realized he needed: a sense of structure and purpose within the whirlwind of emotions. Charles is a deep thinker, Guy notes. He's the kind of guy who makes you stop and really consider your actions. He's got this way of looking at things that's just calming. When I was feeling overwhelmed or second-guessing myself, he'd remind me to take a breath, slow down, and remember why I was there. The Bachelorette's role. Interestingly, it was the Bachelorette herself who played a pivotal role in cementing their friendship. As the competition heated up and romantic rivalries could have easily driven them apart, both Guy and Charles discovered that their individual relationships with the Bachelorette were built on mutual respect. Instead of letting the competition turn us against each other, we found common ground in how we both admired her, Guy explains. She saw something in each of us that was unique, and we wanted to honor that by being the best versions of ourselves, not just for her, but for each other. A bond beyond the show. By the end of their time on the Golden Bachelorette, Guy and Charles's friendship had become one of the season's most unexpected highlights. While their focus was still on winning the Bachelorette's heart, they often found themselves rooting for each other in small ways. We joke about who had the best date or who made her laugh the most, Guy says. But at the end of the day, we both wanted what was best for her. And if that meant stepping aside so the other guy could shine, we were okay with that. In the final episodes, as the drama intensified and the Bachelorette had to make her heart-wrenching decisions, Guy and Charles' bond remained unshaken. In fact, during the last group date, the two shared a quiet toast to their unexpected brotherhood. A moment that wasn't fully captured by the cameras, but one that they both cherish. Life after the rose ceremony. Now that the cameras have stopped rolling, Guy and Charles have remained close, staying in touch regularly. We still talk every week, Guy says proudly. We've even gone on a couple of trips together. It's funny, coming into this, I thought I'd either leave with a broken heart or the woman of my dreams. I never imagined I'd leave with one of my best friends. As for the Bachelorette, both Guy and Charles have nothing but fond memories of their time with her. At the end of the day, this journey wasn't just about finding love. It was about finding ourselves and each other, Guy reflects. Charles is like the brother I never knew I needed, and for that, I'll always be grateful to this crazy experience. The bond between Guy and Charles proves that love isn't the only thing worth finding on a show like The Golden Bachelorette. Sometimes, the best relationships are the ones you didn't even know you were looking for.